Hello. We're on the next episode. You know what? Let's just get right fucking to it, shall we? So, picking up where we left off from the last episode, we are going to be doing the helmet key, the final key. Um there's like because of where the helmet key doors are, and because you're coming back from the residence, and naturally you would go to this save point like anybody would. Um, People that have experience and know where the three doors are for the helmet key, there is a very obvious order, because you would start at this door, and this door will lead you right to the other end of the mansion, and then you would go and it'll lead you right to the second door, which will give you the diamond you need, and then you would go back to the main hall, um, to open the final helmet key door. So it is a fairly obvious path, like once you play the game enough, because it doesn't really make sense to just go straight for the other doors on the other side of the mansion just to come back over here, when you could just go to this door, do what you need to do in it, and you'll end up on the side that you need to be on. Anyway. I mean, there might be a faster path that I'm unaware of, but I don't think there is. So just keep that in mind. I think at this point I've made up my mind that I think instead of doing a Chris playthrough to get the Infinite RPG, I think I'm just gonna do Jill again. Because we're going for the infinite ammo, and at least this way I don't have to bother with cutscenes, I don't have to bother with documents. I can just go straight through the game, and because I'll have the infinite ammo pistol, it should be fairly easy. And because I don't need to worry about, you know, holding pistol ammo for the start of the game, I'll have one extra inventory slot in addition to the two extra that Jill already has. And it'll make things a bit easier, because you'll see a few times like my inventory management will make me go to the safe room, and even having one extra slot because I don't need ammo can make a difference of how many times you need to use the item box. You'd be surprised. So yeah, that's I mean, it's good to know. It's good to know. But yeah, everything down here, because we're going to the basement, and we're going to be going to the door. We're going to be going to the basement, where the sword key was. If you remember in the very first episode, that door that I used the sword key on, but I didn't go in, like, well, we're going to that room right now, because that room has a locked door, and you have to unlock it from the other side. And when we go down here, down this ladder that we're doing right now, we're going to be on the other side of that locked door to unlock it. So like I said, especially since that sword key door didn't have anything good in there aside from a dagger, there was no point going down there early game anyway. Actually, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could have just put the sword key away after you opened the other three doors and just never opened this door down here, because, you know, with the sword key, because you don't go through that door when you're down here. You're gonna go up an elevator, which you'll see in a bit. But yeah, do your best to avoid the tarantulas, because there's really no point in killing them, because they give you blue herb, and if you brought a first aid spray like you did, like, and then of course these regular zombies don't do much damage, if at all, anyway. Yeah, I just couldn't get the right angle on that, because I was being dumb. I was trying to get both of them. Yep. One of them survives. If not both. But yeah, try to avoid him the best you can, or again, we have plenty of ammo. You can just... Yeah, I wasn't able to use my defensive item in time because it's being stupid. But it's fine, because you're going to get a heal in a bit anyway. You're going to get a green herb and it'll be fine. So just avoid them the best you can, or again, you have plenty of ammo, as you'll see by the end of the game. So just go ahead and just kill them, because you're never going to come back down here, so you don't need to worry about the oil. So don't worry about it. Yeah, there's a zombie over here that you can hear right there, but avoid him the best you can, or use a defensive item, or again, if you really want to kill him, you can, because you're never going to come back down here again, so you don't need to worry about running into a Crimson Head later. Like, yeah, when you get to the top of this elevator, there's going to be 2 zombies. You can kill them if you want, mostly because, like, it takes a while for them to become Crimson Heads. And if you kill them both like I did, yes, you will have to come back here because we won't have enough inventory to grab everything in this hall that we need, like the battery and stuff. But we'll have plenty of time to grab everything that we need to get before they turn into Crimson Heads, so it won't matter, so don't worry about it. Two shots is all it takes. There is a trick with the shotgun with regular zombies where, more so than with the regular pistol, because the pistol's a lot harder to do, but you see, like that you get close enough and you aim up and you blow their head off and prevent them from turning into Crimson Heads, but that's easier said than done. But yeah, see, we're gonna unlock this door, and we're gonna be coming into the hallway with that Crimson Head that I avoided killing, if you remember. So if you want to go ahead, so since you're gonna end up killing him anyway, because you don't want to, and you might be thinking, why don't I just go to the other door and go into that main hall, like the dining room, and then go into the medical room that we're going into anyway? Well, the thing is that room has hunters. I think there's 2 of them. So, and I think one is right outside that door, I think, or like maybe a few feet, like, down the path, right? But close enough to where it's almost an instant engagement. Actually, I think you ended the door, like, you end up coming out of that door and you're behind him, and as long as you don't go through to the front door where you go into the main hall, then you won't trigger him. So, I mean, you probably could, but it's not something I think is worth the risk. I'd rather just deal with the Crimson Head, kill him, doesn't take much, and then come in this way, right? So, that being said, upon further reflection, I probably would have saved time if I just killed the Crimson Head way back when I first got the armor key. So that way I wouldn't even have to fucking worry about it. But sometimes you forget to do these kinds of things, and that happens. Or in the moment you think, I don't want to waste ammo, but then you realize you have plenty of ammo later in the game, and you need to go through that hall like we just did, and then you end up using the ammo, which is normal. Oh wait, there's 4 helmet key doors. There's the one that we used earlier to go to the basement. There's the one that we're going up to right now, where we're gonna have a boss fight. Oh, well, we're not going up there right now. We're going to grab the battery and stuff. My bad, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We're gonna go in here and grab the battery and stuff that we need for later. And then we're gonna get ready for the boss fight here in a minute that we need the helmet key for. And then we'll have 2 doors left, one of which is in the medical area by the safe room upstairs that we just passed a minute ago. So you will have plenty of time. Yeah, like, see, plenty of time. He's nowhere near close to turning into a Crimson Head yet. So see, we're getting more shotgun shells. We get like another 6, so that's amazing. We're getting acid rounds, which I honestly, I think that's to prepare you for the boss fight, because I think acid rounds do more damage than regular grenade shots. But again, everyone's different. Upon further reflection, this boss fight we're coming up to, I probably would have just used the mag. Um, like, I probably would have just went ahead and used, like, a full clip of the mag, and if the boss isn't dead yet, then use your grenade launcher. But I committed to just using the grenade launcher. Which you can do, it doesn't matter. Like I said, you have plenty of ammo for both weapons, so whatever you prefer, whatever you feel like is faster, please feel free to do so. But I would probably suggest the mag, because I'm sure the mag does more damage than the grenade launcher, so in terms of killing the damn boss faster, I would probably recommend the Magnum. Because you should have ammo already, so you can just reload it in. Like, use the mag on the assumption you picked it up. Because, like I said, for speed, you probably didn't even need to grab that Magnum, because we're going to be getting Barry's Magnum later, as you'll see on the final episode. So, if you don't have the Magnum, then I would just commit to bringing in your grenade launcher. 9... I think... I don't even think I used all... I think I only used 6. 6 regular explosive shells should be more than enough to kill it on normal. So just keep that in mind. You can see me getting a bit like OCD organization here, because I like to group everything together, as you could see, like from quest items at the top. No, meds at the top, ink ribbons right in the middle, you know, quest items right under the ink ribbons, and then right under that, weapons. And then items that I don't really use, I put way down there. It's not perfect organization, but it helps you, but it's makes it very easy to figure out where the things you need are when you group them together like this. As you can see, I'm just losing my mind here. I'm just like, yeah, was being retarded more than anything, but you know, yeah, I brought the mag just in case, because I wasn't sure if the 9 grenades would be enough, because I had it in my mind, I need to save it for the final boss, which I didn't. I did not need to save as much ammo as I did for the mag, not even close. I don't even think for the final boss I used a full clip, or like you know what I mean, like I didn't even use all 6 rounds. I think I used like 4 or 5. But 6 rounds will be more than enough for the final boss that you're going to see here in the next episode. So as long as you have 6 mag, well, actually you don't even need 6 mag, just even if you had like 4 or 5, and if for whatever reason that doesn't kill him, if you bring a grenade launcher in as your second weapon, and whatever you have in your grenade launcher should be more than enough to kill it by then. So but just to be safe, as long as you have 6 mag shots, you'll be fine. And actually, come to think of it, like I said, because we're gonna kill Barry, if you did decide to get the Magnum like I did in the graveyard, you could just use that Magnum for this boss fight and maybe a few of the other zombies that you just want to kill quickly, and then just use Barry's Magnum for the final boss, and then use grenades if you need to. So yeah, they give you an abundance of ammo actually when you think about it. Yeah, but we're going into the boss fight. He's a very easy boss fight, honestly. I grabbed him, the green herbs, just in case. I think he's immune to damage until you come down here, and he does this little circle thing that you're about to see. So I wouldn't even bother hitting him, just get into a good position, do a shot, run away, do another shot, run around. Do a shot, run around, Do a shot. Just literally just do this. I probably would have already killed him if we were using the mag, to be quite honest. I don't know why I didn't use it. Use the mag. If you decide to pick it up in the graveyard, use the mag. See? Right there. Grenade launcher did it fairly quickly. The mag would have been faster. So, like I said, I'm pointing out mistakes because, like I said, it's easy to be in the heat of the moment and be worried about the ammo you're using and be like, oh shit. Like, and just, you know what I mean? Because, you know, it's different when you're just post commentating and you're really looking at the facts and you're looking at, you know, like, oh, I've already beaten this playthrough, and you remember how much ammo you had of every weapon, and you know, it's easy to point out like, this is what I should have done to save time. And using the mag in this fight would have been one of them. Just bring whatever ammo you have with your mag, you'll have more than enough. And then if you really want to, you can just commit to using the mag on like any hunters you come across, or until you run out of ammo, and then just save the mag ammo that you get with Barry's mag for the final boss, and you'll be fine. So just, yeah. So now we're going into the second to last helmet door, and we're going to be grabbing a diamond. There's 2 diamonds. Oh, we're going down to store our stuff real quick, but that door that we just passed, we're going to be going in there in a moment. There's regular grenades, there's a knife, and then there's 2 diamonds. One's red, one's yellow. The yellow one, if you remember, like in the first few episodes when we went and use the blue diamond on that tiger statue to get shotgun shells, well, if you put the yellow diamond in the other eye in there, you get a Mo disc or whatever for when you get to the laboratory, and if you and 2 of the discs are in the laboratory, but the third and final secret one is that you need the yellow diamond for. And you basically are able to save Chris that way. But because we're going to be killing Barry and we're not going to save Chris, that way we can skip that secret boss fight and finish the game faster, there's no point in grabbing the yellow diamond. Like in future playthroughs, if you want to like go ahead and do like a complete run and save Chris and save Barry and all that or whatever, yeah, then feel free to do so. But since we're going for infinite ammo and speed is our top priority, we're not gonna get that yellow diamond. We're just gonna get the grenades, because why the hell not? We'll get the knife if there is a knife there. I'm pretty sure there is. Well, dagger, I should say, the defensive item. And then we're gonna get the red diamond, which we'll need to unlock a box here in a minute. Yeah, I'm doing like mega OCD shit right now. If I really wanted to, I could have organized my meds a bit, like, you know, green, like GRs, GGs, blue herbs, green herbs, you know, like, but the thing is you get so many cars. Ugh. I don't know if you heard that, but loud ass car drove by. But yeah. So I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. If you try to organize your medical supplies, I mean, you can do it, but that's more of an OCD thing after you get infinite ammo. Like, some low-level OCD and organization to help you find stuff is nice. Like, for your weapons and stuff, since you don't really have a whole lot of weapons to put away. And then, of course, the quest items are pretty close to where the ink ribbon is, because you don't put a lot of weapons away compared to your medical stuff. But your medical stuff, because of the amount of like GRs and stuff you'll have, and especially the green herbs, since there's way more greens than reds, and then of course there's blues, like trying to organize all that when you're trying to go for speed, especially since you have to, you know, organize them like you just saw with the weapons and stuff, or you got to put it into your inventory, and then you got to put it into the item box, and you got to move it and be all weird about it. Yeah, that's I wouldn't recommend like doing like high level OCD where you have to thoroughly organize your medical stuff like that. That's more of like a when you get the infinite ammo and you're not really speed running the game, you're just kind of enjoying it kind of a thing. Like just like I said, low level organization so you know where things are at, like your medical stuff above the ink ribbon, your weapons and quest items under the ink ribbon, like stuff like that. I'm sorry for the sneeze. We could go through the downstairs if we wanted to, and go through the main, like the dining hall and all that, but there's hunters, and back where the chemical bag death mask area is, you know, where the zombies came through the windows, there's hunters there. I think there's a hunter in the hallway, but it's far further up, so, you know. So it's one of those things where, like, I just wouldn't risk it, because like I said, all it takes is for you to get one, just all it takes is for you to be just slightly unlucky and him to go and do that jump attack, and if you don't cancel it with a shotgun or something quick enough, and he ends up one hit killing you, and you don't want that. So avoiding hunters when you can, on the off chance, especially on harder difficulties where they're harder to kill, is preferred. So if you remember, like in the first video when I said you're only going to come back to this area one other time, this is the part of the game where you do so because you're trying to avoid as many hunters as possible. Because from this point forward, you're not going to encounter any hunters. You're not. Because there's no hunters in here. There's no hunters in the main hall. There's not going to be any hunters. Like, we're good. We avoided all of the hunter areas, aside from obviously the first save room. And then of course when we first entered the mansion coming back from the residence. Like those three hunters. Like you should, if you follow this path, avoid all of the hunters. Because almost every other area of the mansion has at least one hunter. For the most part. To my knowledge. I could be wrong. But again, because of where the helmet key doors are, they do kind of paint a general path for you to follow anyway, so there's no... So you should end up avoiding the hunter rooms naturally anyway, unless you decide to go exploring. But if you thoroughly explored all the other rooms prior anyway, like all the other key rooms, there's no real reason for you, like, you know, you did all your looting and stuff, there shouldn't be any significant reason to go and break the path. So, yeah, that's the box I was telling you about. As you can see, we're going to use the diamond and we're going to do the box puzzle. It's a very simple puzzle. Basically, all you have to do is fit all the pieces into it, and I think there's more than one way to do it, but the way that I do it is a guaranteed success. It's fairly simple. Yeah, it's been a while since I played the game, like, so like there's certain things like this where I was kind of struggling remembering for a brief moment like what I was supposed to do, but sometimes that happens. Yeah, they don't have to align perfectly, they just have to get in there. And sometimes the last one, you know, will be tricky because it just, for some reason, because you have to see it sink in like that. You see how it sunk in for a second there? Yeah, there you go. Like once you see it sink in, then you can press the X button to place it into where it needs to be. And then we got the Spencer key. Then we can go to his office, which is very quick to get to. It's actually right next to the mansion exit. So just go there real quick before leaving the mansion. And then I think we go to, I can't remember. Do we go to the item box in that other save room real quick before we leave, or do we just straight up leave? I want to say we just straight up leave, but I could be wrong. It depends. Like I said, I get so focused on talking, and I'm paying more attention to my mic audio. Like, I am looking at the screen to do proper post commentary, but I'm also trying to make sure my audio isn't overly loud. Like, I'm not too close to the mic. So I do tend to pay a tad bit more attention to my mic meter. And so sometimes I might miss little things like, oh, did I bring the battery or not, you know? You know, because I can't just, pause, the video that I'm watching to commentate over it. Yeah, okay, I thought so. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to be getting the battery and we're going to be getting the crank. Because we need both of those. Yeah, this late in the game, I got a tad bit ballsy with, like, my saves. Like, I really should have probably saved right there. Well, not necessarily right there, but we're going to be going to the caves. And there's a save in the caves, like, almost immediately when you enter it. You just have to go down the hall a little bit, but from where you enter it, there's a door immediately to your right. So it's one of those things where it's like, if I just went down the caves a few feet, then I would have been able to save, but I decided to go through that door, and I had to fight 3 hunters, and granted I survived, but I really should have saved before I went and fought the 3 hunters instead of saving after like I did, because, yeah. So this late in the game, where I'm like, yeah, the caves are actually pretty easy, the hunters aren't that hard to kill, dodging Lisa's easy, and then going to the laboratory, all the enemies are stupid easy. This is when I started getting ballsy, and I just went straight through the game. That's why the next episode's the final episode, is because that's usually the final save that I do. Typically is the caves, or I do one save like right after that when I get into the lab. But you get to the lab fairly quick from the caves, to the point where, like, I can't make like an actually decently sized video from the caves to the lab, because it's only like 20 minutes, and I mean, I guess I could have, but like I said, I try to keep my videos uniform. Wanted it to be 30 minutes or more, and then cut off whenever the first save point is, like I said in other videos. So that's kind of why the final episode's a tad bit long, and because why not? It's the finale. I always like to make the finale episodes a little longer anyway, but that is also a pretty big driving factor. Is yeah. Yeah, that's really hard to do. I've only managed to do that like a couple times. Like, I don't, especially because the camera angle shifts. Like, it's really hard to get the exact pathing where you can avoid all the snakes and not get poisoned. So keep that in mind. Some people are really good at it, like professional speedrunners, I'm sure, like, know the perfect path, and they just have that amazing muscle memory. And for those of you, good for you. But for us casuals that are just going for infinite ammo, and we're not really speedrunning, we're just kind of playing it fast because we like to get through the game, because we love the gameplay, I would recommend bringing a blue herb, just in case. I don't think I did, because I wasn't thinking, but you should bring a blue herb just in case. Well, I mean, I guess you don't need to, because now we're going to use the crank to close the waterfall to get entrance to the caves, and then there's an item box right in the caves, like I said, because there's a save point, and we can just get access to the blue herbs that we have in stock. So, I mean, really you don't need a blue herb, because you'll have plenty of time to do everything you need to do to get to the next item box before you take any significant poison damage. Maybe you go to yellow, maybe. And then you just take one of your many green herbs if you actually grabbed as many as I did. So you should be fine. But if you are one of those people that just like don't want to take the poison damage if you can help it, you just want to cure it immediately, then definitely bring a blue herb. You know, for this section. And we only got about 5 minutes left before this video ends. And then we'll be off and doing the finale. The finale episode.
Is that you, Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Stop! Are you with anybody, Jill?
No, but why?
The stars are finished. Someone is a traitor. Umbrella set us up.
Or Enrico.
Enrico! Traitor? Who?
Dun dun dun. Yep. And then we get a special crank for the caves that we're grabbing right now. And then we're gonna have to and then the first hunter out of the three, super easy to avoid, because he has this animation where he jumps in and does this little scream. So easy to avoid. Like, I don't think I've ever died to that hunter unless I actually fought him and made a mistake and he just did his jump attack. But if I just commit to running through him, I don't think I've ever died once. So just keep in mind of the camera angle change and just beeline for the fucking door. The next section is tricky, and this is the part where I like I said, I really should have saved before I did this, because there's two hunters in this room, and if I fuck up and they one hit kill me, that I would have had to have redone the whole mansion. But luckily, I killed them. You know, so but again, because of where they are, how they spawn, and the camera angle, you usually, you know, and again, the auto aim being nice, when you hold the trigger to shoot, you know, you should hit them, because they'll drop down, and then when they get up, they'll still be in the same spot, obviously, so you can just kind of spam fire. So I mean, yeah, it's like, it is easy to get through that section without messing up, but it's more of a case of being safe than sorry, because all it takes is for you to get a little overconfident, make the slightest of mistakes, and some, you know, which I've done. Like you know, one of the hunters, I think in one of my playthroughs, I thought went down and was dead, and then he got back up, and I had to turn around, and then he stunned me, and then before I could pop off a shot, he ended up killing me. So stuff like that happens, so be very cautious. Very cautious is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Yeah, I put the shotgun away and pull out the grenade launcher because there's a fight in the next room, and it's one of those things where yeah, and you see me pull out my knife, even though there's a knife that I could grab in the other room, which I probably should have grabbed that instead. But well, since I was already in the item box, I actually think I saved time just grabbing that knife instead of grabbing the other knife in that room. But yeah, now we're saving and the video's over, and I'll see you guys on the finale episode. And we will finish this game and we will get the infinite handgun. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone.